Not particularly shy, yet keeping its distance from humans, the hoopoe is a beautiful bird, slightly smaller than a blackbird, with 9 other species spread across Eurasia and Africa. Its reddish plumage is striped with black and white feathers on its back. It has a flattened crest on its head, which it fans out into a majestic crown during courtship displays. Its name comes from its distinctive call, often heard from the top of a tree or the crest of a roof. The hoopoe is a migratory bird, arriving in spring and departing at the beginning of autumn to retreat to southern countries. Primarily insectivorous, it feeds on the ground, using its long, slender, curved beak to hunt for larvae, beetles, ants, and grasshoppers. However, it can also prey on lizards, snakes, and frogs. For shelter, it settles for a tree hole or a crevice in a wall, where it builds a rudimentary nest with a few twigs. To protect its chicks from predators, it emits foul-smelling droppings, giving its nest a repugnant odor, which has earned it the nickname stinkbird in some regions. Sorcerer's bird in Africa and the Middle East, the hoopoe is still part of witchcraft rituals. As a protection against the evil eye, its legs, eyes, and feathers are used in making talismans. In ancient times, magicians claimed that carrying the head of a hoopoe in a small bag ensured honesty in business. Keeping the bird's eyes on one's person would bring prosperity, and if kept against the stomach, it would ensure peace with one's enemies. Additionally, those who rubbed their faces with the blood of a hoopoe would see demons surrounding them in their dreams. Archytas, a Greek philosopher of the 4th century before Christ, also said that taking a living, beating hoopoe's heart could enhance memory, imagination, and understanding, and provide the secret of divination. Messenger of the king nearly 9 centuries before Christ, King Solomon, renowned for his wisdom, reigned over Jerusalem. According to legend, he possessed a magical ring with extraordinary powers, engraved with the name of God. With this wondrous talisman, he could speak with animals, and all spirits obeyed him. Solomon had magnificent aviaries and loved to hear his birds sing. But one day, he noticed that a hoopoe had not returned. Shortly after, this magnificent bird landed on Solomon's shoulder and said to the king,
"I have learned what you do not know. I come from Sheba, in Ethiopia, where I found a woman ruling over men. She possesses all sorts of goods and has a very great throne."
Intrigued by the hoopoe's revelations, Solomon demanded it immediately deliver a message to this distant queen. Attached to the bird's wing, the letter commanded the queen to visit the king. Otherwise, he would launch his army against her. Surprised and charmed by the arrival of the multicolored bird, the queen, torn between awe and fear, did not hesitate. She embarked on a long journey to meet the man whose wisdom was so highly praised. Bedazzled by her beauty, Solomon answered all her questions posed as riddles before proposing marriage. However, the queen refused, as Solomon was already married. Nevertheless, they reached an agreement. If, during the night, the queen did not touch anything in the palace, the king would renounce his proposal, unless she broke the pact. The ensuing meal was so spicy that the queen could not resist quenching her thirst. Thus, the marriage was consummated. 6 months later, the queen set off for her homeland, carrying in her luggage Solomon's ring, which he intended for her son if she had any offspring. 3 months later, Menelik was born. He became the first king of Ethiopia and the founder of the Solomonic dynasty.